The role of neighbourhood houses is to be what the community wants it to be driven by the community, to be facilitated by the community and to be supported by the community. You've been to one neighbourhood house, you've been to one neighbourhood house, and I love that. Even within Barwon region, we've got 26 neighbourhood houses and they're so diverse. They might be about health and wellbeing. They might be about education, recreation, food security, community events, advocacy. That's one of the great things about neighbourhood houses, is that it is a community development model. And we need to reflect on that all the time and be very aware that this is about what the community wants, what their interests are, and how we're able to engage and connect with that community to actually hear what they've got to say. It's essential that the message of what's going on in your community neighbourhood house is out there, that the community know what's going on. But likewise, it's essential that they're given the opportunity to tell neighbourhood houses what it is they want to do.
It's definitely very important for a community organisation like a neighbourhood house to have some sort of communication strategy and being able to say, who they want to speak to, what are their key messages, what sort of channels they're going to use. And so you need to, I think, sit down and have that conversation, among staff and volunteers, and discuss, what kind of content do we think is going to be effective? What kind of content do we have available? And what kind of outcome are we expecting or hoping? Are we hoping to see more people at our events? Are we hoping to see more volunteers? Or, is it really just about, promoting that sense of community? The benefits of being visible on, a channel like Facebook or Twitter is that more people can obviously see your message.
I think Facebook and social media is going to really help my generation get involved in community centres. I think it's definitely something that all neighbourhood centres need to start looking at because the world is turning digital and it's handy for neighbourhood centres to advertise that way and to share their own stories.
Communication and social media are the way we spread our message. What we're hoping to achieve with this work is really to engage someone who's got some expertise to actually sit down with you and say, this is how it can work for you.
In these kinds of situations, you always need a mix of, a little bit of that kind of didactic teaching, but you also need some hands-on experience. And being able to capture that hands-on experience is really important. And whether it's, with a facilitator like myself or with a volunteer, being able to have someone there to kind of guide you through and, answer those questions in those areas where you're just not quite sure, can often be really good.
I was very keen to get someone like Julia from Gellibrand, Liz from Cloverdale, get them to actually come along to these sessions and show the other neighbourhood houses how it can work for them. We've got a number of neighbourhood houses in the region that do it really well and use it really well. So let's engage them as champions to do some peer support work with their colleagues to get over that last hurdle of how do I actually do this?
To come to something like this, talk to what other people are doing and find out, yep, I think we're doing okay, but we could do this better or we could do that better. A few little operational hints has really helped too.
We had a really good mix of people with differing levels of experience, which is always really great, and it's great to see some people there that have had had some experience managing these kinds of channels to be able to say, oh well, in my context, this is what's worked well for us. And as well as a facilitator, it's good to be able to know that when I've gone on to the next thing or I'm working on the next project, there'll still be people there to be able to support. And they know the faces around the room and being able to go, oh well, that person might be able to answer my particular question. And they'll have those sort of local contacts as well.
There are people that can help you within the region, within Barwon region, within the Barwon network of neighbourhood centres. Let's use each other, let's work together in partnership. There's something about the value of working together and supporting each other. And I think if we can look at that in the context of social media, what a great outcome. Have a go. Let's have a go at it. Let's see the difference it can make. Let's engage with our community through social media.
We call them online communities for a reason. And a lot of the things about how you build an offline community are the same online. It's about making sure that people are friendly and respectful to each other, and that there is that sense of purpose, or that there is something that everyone's sort of coming around, and whether that's a location or an interest area, whatever it might be, people need that element of kind of guidance and curation to create that sense of community.
Ours is very much the creation of a community. This is what's been happening here today. These are the great things that people are achieving here. These are the opportunities that the neighbourhood house has provided today in this community. All our activities are delivered by volunteers, which means it's a great opportunity to hop on and really acknowledge people, thank them, tell them what a great job they're doing.
Let's enable us to spread our message more broadly so that we become a neighbourhood house sector rather than an individual neighbourhood house. I would argue that if we use it well and we use it to our advantage and we spread the message of the neighbourhood houses and the neighbourhood house sector, we are in fact going to connect people more. Connecting with communities, connecting with family. How good is that?